Professor X himself, James McAvoy, was recently asked about his best experience on the X-Men franchise and his worst experience, and he gave us both answers. So let's talk about Days of Future Past and the other film. You know the one, the dirty one whose name I don't even want to utter. So once again, this comes at us directly from James McAvoy, who was talking about his experience working on the X-Men franchise that started with Days of Future Past being brought up in the conversation. And he says, obviously, he got the gig with X-Men First Class, but to him, he believes his best experience and the one that gave him the most sort of exercise of his, acting muscles was Days of Future Past. He loves First Class, but that film really had him step out of his comfort level with Professor X and do something different, explore a different side of Professor X, be on set with Patrick Stewart, learn from him. He says that was his best experience. So he was glad that people brought that film up as sort of a start of the conversation about the X-Men franchise. And then talking about his worst experience, I'm not going to say the film's name, but he says it was a bit of a mess and it was sort of a hard time. There was just things that didn't work, and it was a film that in the end we saw the results. Yeah, we did. Well, we definitely saw those results. Oh, everybody phoned it in on that one. But despite that, he says he still had a great time and a great experience working on these films. And he says for him, it's really the lineage of what they had to do to sort of reboot the X-Men and then tie it all around, and how much just went into it, and how many actors were putting their best foot forward and what they were doing. And in regards to what he thinks his overall best X-Men film is, once again, Days of Future Past. He says that's the one that sticks out to him. And he said it's not just what he thinks is his best and favorite X-Men film. He says that he believes that's one of his better bodies of work, like one of his personal favorite films. And I'll be real with you, I haven't seen that movie in like a decade, so I can't really comment on if I like it more or anything. But there it is. Professor X. Days of Future Past is great, and the other film is not. The other film's like Voldemort. We can't say its name or people remember it exists.